Hanji. So this story, We Are Not Afraid to Die, If We Can All Be Together, it is written by Gordon Cook and Alan Pease. And this story, it actually talks about, it's an account of adventurous ordeal of a family at sea. So we will read about an adventure undertaken by a family and how the narrator of the story, he shows the determination, his grit towards such kind of adventure and adversities that he faces in life, how bravely he faces those adversities. So it's a heartrending account. We will see that how the family, they had a close encounter with death. So we can say it's a story which deals on courage, valor, and how it also talks about that when we are facing adversities in life, how it is important to keep calm in life. We will talk about more such themes after we cover the chapter. So let's begin reading of the chapter, that is, We Are Not Afraid to Die If We Can All Be Together. The title itself is suggestive what the story will be about. So let's read first. So in July 1976, my wife, Mary, son Jonathan, 6 years old, daughter Susan, who was 7 years old, and I set sail from Plymouth. So I is the narrator of the story here, and he introduces his family. The name of his wife is Mary. His son is Jonathan, who is 6 years old, and daughter Susan, who is 7 years old. And they set sail from Plymouth, England. So set sail means they started a voyage from Plymouth, England. And the purpose was to duplicate the round the world voyage made 200 years earlier by Captain James Cook. So they were going to duplicate the journey which was undertaken by Captain James Cook 200 years ago. So सालों साल पहले जो जर्नी कैप्टन जेम्स कुक ने की थी, उसी रास्ते से होते हुए they decided that they will duplicate the same route and go for that adventure. For the longest time, Mary and I, a 37-year-old businessman, had dreamt of sailing in the wake of the famous explorer, and for the past 16 years, we had spent all our leisure time honing our seafaring skills in British waters. So it was not that suddenly they decided to go on a voyage. No. They had been preparing for the last 16 years. And we come to know that how the narrator of the story is a businessman. So he says that the narrator is here, he is 37-year-old businessman and his wife Mary, how they had dreamt of sailing in the wake of famous explorer, means to follow this famous explorer. Who is the famous explorer here? Captain James Cook. And they had been preparing for the past 16 years for this journey. Honing our seafaring skill. Honing means sharpening, making themselves expert how to tackle different problems faced by them on their voyage. So seafaring skills means जो ट्रैवलिंग स्किल्स होते हैं, जो सी पे जाते हुए जब शिप पे आप हो तो किस तरह की स्किल्स आप में होनी चाहिए, हाउ टू टैकल द शिप, हाउ टू टैकल द प्रॉब्लम्स, हाउ टू अंडरस्टैंड द wind directions, how to understand the sea current, sea waves, and all that. It is important that you are well aware of all those information, and that is why they kept on practicing and sharpening their seafaring skills, and where they had practiced in the British waters. So they belong to England, so there near the sea they had practiced in all weather conditions so that they can be well prepared for the journey which they were going to undertake, which was once completed by Captain James Cook. Our boat, Wave Walker, a 23-meter and 30-ton wooden-hulled beauty. So he calls his ship a wooden-hulled beauty, means the main structure of the ship was made of wood. So that's why wooden-hulled beauty. And the boat Wave Walker was 23-meter long and it weighed 30 tons and had been professionally built. And we had spent months fitting it out and testing it in the roughest weather we could find. So the small ship was professionally built. That means everything was taken care of while preparing the ship, while building the ship. So हर तरह की चीज थी. Now whenever you go on a voyage, sea voyage में especially आपके पास हर तरह की equipments होने चाहिए आपके ship में. तो अगर आपकी एक छोटी सी boat है, still you need all kinds of equipments which are required, even if that is a personal boat. So this narrator of the story here, he informs the reader that how they had prepared their boat, Wave Walker. The name of the boat is Wave Walker. So it was a 23-meter long, 30-ton wooden hulled beauty, and it was built professionally. All kind of equipments were added to the boat, and they had tested it in the roughest weather that they could find in British waters. हर तरह के weather conditions में they tested their boat whether it was ready for their voyage or not. So they started for the journey, and it was in the month of July and the year 1976. The narrator tells the reader further that the first leg of a planned 3-year, 105,000 kilometer journey passed pleasantly as we sailed down the west coast of Africa to Cape Town. So the first leg of our planned 3-year journey refers to the first year of the journey, the first part of their journey. So it was going to take a long 3 years to cover the path which was once undertaken by Captain James Cook. And the first part of the journey was quite smooth. They did not face any problem there. And we sailed down the west coast of Africa to Cape Town. Now they had reached Cape Town there. There, before heading east, we took on 2 crewmen, American Larry Vigil and Swiss Herb Sigler, to help us tackle one of the world's roughest seas, that is the Southern Indian Ocean. So when they were about to start from Cape Town, the narrator of the story, he also welcomes 2 crewmen. One was Larry Vigil, who was an American, and the other one was Herb Sigler, who was a Swiss. These 2 persons, they were expert sailors. And as the narrator, he was going to enter the world's roughest seas, that is the Southern Indian Ocean, where weather conditions are at their extreme. So he also took 2 crewmen. अपनी ship में उन्होंने 2 और member को add किया, so that he could tackle the roughest seas. अकेला इंसान इस समंदर में, इंडियन ओशन में, सदर्न इंडियन ओशन में शायद संभाल ना पाए, और इसीलिए उसने 2 और एक्सपर्ट सेलर को अपने मिशन में ऐड किया. So their names are Larry Vigil and other one is Herb Sigler. On our second day out of Cape Town, we began to encounter strong gales. For the next few weeks, they blew continuously. Gales did not worry me, but the size of the waves were alarming, up to the meters as high as our main mast. So when they started their journey, and it was the second day, they began to encounter strong gales. Encounter means to face. Gale refers to strong wind. So, जब west coast of Africa से they started their journey, it was just the second day from there that they started facing weather conditions जो थे वो extremely bad होते चले गए. Strong gales जो थी वो हो रही थी. Is there any problem with it? You had raised your hand? No? I hope I'm audible clearly. So Gale says strong wind, violent wind. And he says that for the next few weeks, they blew continuously. They mean the violent winds blew continuously. But the narrator, he was not worried about the wind, the strong wind. It did not create problem for him. It was the size of the waves was alarming. जो waves थे वो बहुत ज़्यादा खतरनाक size की थी, which was up to 15 meters, as high as our main mast. मास्ट रेफर्स टू द मेन पोल ऑफ द शिप जिस पर सेल चढ़ाई जाती है, ठीक है। सो ये जो मेन मास्ट था वो 15 मीटर्स हाई था और जो वेव्स थी वो उससे भी ज्यादा ऊंची थी। December 25 found us 3,500 kilometers east of Cape Town. Despite atrocious weather, we had a wonderful holiday complete with a Christmas tree. So in that bad weather condition, they celebrated Christmas, and New Year's Day saw no improvement in the weather, but we reasoned that it had to change soon, and it did change for the worse. So they also celebrated New Year in that during that bad weather condition because there was no improvement in the weather. But they argued, they hoped, they reasoned that it had to change soon. Agar ye weather condition nahi badlengi to situation will become worse. But the weather condition, narrator says, it did change. It became worse. जो weather था वो और ज़्यादा bad होता चला गया. At dawn on January 2nd, the waves were gigantic, huge. Gigantic means huge. We were sailing with only a small storm jib and was still making 8 knots. Now ये जो storm jib होती है ये छोटी sail होती है जो तूफानी हवाओं के बीच लगाई जाती है. Sail जो होती है वो ship को आगे बढ़ने में मदद करती है और जब तेज हवाएं चलती हैं तो बड़ी सेल जो है वो खतरनाक साबित हो जाती है, इसलिए छोटी सेल लगाई जाती है. So they were sailing with only a storm jib, छोटी सी सेल के साथ सेल कर रहे थे, and 8 knot it refers to the speed of the ship. So they were sailing with a speed of 8 knots. As the ship rose to top of each wave, we could see endless, enormous seas rolling towards us, and the screaming of the wind and spray was painful to ears. तो जब जब वो वेव्स के टॉप पे होते उनको सामने जो एंडलेस इनॉर्मस सीज की जो वेव्स थी ऐसा लग रहा था जैसे वो पूरा समंदर उनकी तरफ उमड़ता हुआ चला आ रहा है. एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट जो विंड थी उसकी जो आवाज थी तेज आवाज आ रही थी विंड की, एंड द स्प्लैशेस जो विंड के जो पानी के थपेड़े थे ये दोनों चीजें काफी पेनफुल होती जा रही थी नरेटर के लिए बिकॉज ही वाज ऑन द डेक एंड वो बोट को चला रहे थे, संभाल रहे थे. To slow the boat down, we dropped the storm jib and lashed a heavy mooring rope in a loop across the stern. Stern कहते हैं जो बैक पार्ट ऑफ द शिप होता है. तो अब जो कि हवाएं तेज थी, स्टॉर्म जिब भी शिप को संभाल नहीं पा रहा था, सो उन्होंने सबसे पहला काम क्या किया, स्टॉर्म जिब को ड्रॉप किया. And these were the precautionary measures taken by the narrator. He was using his experience. He knew that as the weather condition it has become worse, it was important that they should slow down the ship, वरना ship जो है वो crash हो जाएगा. And then what did he do? He lashed a heavy mooring rope in the loop across the stern. एक मोटी heavy mooring rope कहते हैं जो मोटी मोटी रस्सियां होती हैं, आपने देखा होगा ships में. उससे उसने अपने सबसे पहले जो बैक पार्ट ऑफ द शिप था उसको सिक्योर किया. उसने वहां पर उस बैक पार्ट पे एक लूप बनाकर अच्छे से टाइटली उसे बांध दिया सो दैट जो वुडन स्ट्रक्चर है बोट का वो डिस्ट्रॉय ना हो. देन वी डबल लैश्ड एवरीथिंग एंड द नरेटर ही टाइड एवरीथिंग. दो बार रस्सियों से जो कुछ भी शिप में था, डेक पे था, ही टाइड इट अप प्रॉपर्ली. एंड देन दे वेंट थ्रू आवर लाइफ राफ्ट ड्रिल. छोटी सी ड्रिल भी की कि अगर ऐसे में अचानक कुछ गड़बड़ होती है तो क्या क्या चीजें करनी जरूरी है. सो ही चेक्ड एवरीथिंग, क्रॉस चेक्ड इट. अटैच्ड लाइफलाइंस. लाइफलाइंस जो छोटी सी बोट्स होती हैं शिप के साथ, जिसमें अगर शिप डिस्ट्रॉय हो जाए तो यू कैन जस्ट सेव योरसेल्फ थ्रू दैट लाइफलाइंस. डोन्ड ऑयल स्किन्स. ऑयल स्किन्स जो होते हैं स्पेशल टाइप ऑफ क्लोथ्स होते हैं, अगर आप समंदर में गिर जाते हो तो ये ऑयल स्किन्स आपको प्रोटेक्ट करते हैं विद द कोल्ड आइसी वाटर ऑफ द सी. ये स्पेशल टाइप ऑफ क्लोथिंग होती है जो आपको गीला होने से भी बचाते हैं. सो दे ऑल वोर द ऑयल स्किन्स, दे वोर द लाइफ जैकेट्स एंड दे जस्ट वेटेड. उस वास्ट एक्सपेंस के सी के बीच में कहीं वो थे. They were somewhere 3,500 kilometers east of the Cape Town, and they were facing very bad storm conditions. So he took precautionary measures to save his ship from the wave, which could crash on the deck. And that's why he double lashed everything. He secured the stern part of the ship. They underwent life raft drill. They wore oilskins and life jackets and waited. Because they couldn't do anything. They could just wait for the weather conditions to become better. The first indication of impending disaster came at about 6 p.m. with an ominous silence. Indication means the sign of the impending disaster. Impending refers to the sure disaster that was going to happen. Narrator, he was also an experienced sailor and he knew very well that what was coming next. जो इतनी ऊंची ऊंची लहरें थी, वो अगर शिप के साथ डायरेक्टली टकरा जाए तो शिप क्रैश हो जाएगा, पूरी तरह से बर्बाद हो जाएगा, wreck हो जाएगा. और इसीलिए बहुत जरूरी था कि उसे शिप को उन waves से बचाना. So he was doing everything, whatever he knew, whatever he had, with that he was trying to save the ship and all the crew members. But the impending disaster that the sailor was expecting, it came with an ominous silence at 6 p.m. Ominous कहते हैं inauspicious. आप देखो जब तूफान अचानक शांत हो जाता है, उसके बाद अचानक से फिर बारिश शुरू होती है, बहुत तेज हवाएं दोबारा चलने लगती है, तो हम कहते हैं ना कि ये जो शांति है, ये तूफान के आने से पहले की शांति है. So that way there was an ominous silence. The wind dropped and the sky immediately grew dark. हवाएं रुक गई, स्काई जो था वो डार्क होने लगा. And then came a growing roar, an enormous cloud towered aft of the ship. और अचानक एक बहुत loud roar सुनाई दी narrator को, and he could see the cloud which was right vertically above the ship. Towered at aft of the ship means vertically above the ship. With horror, I realized that it was not a cloud. Narrator realized करते हैं that it was not the cloud. Right now he mentioned that he could see an enormous cloud just vertically above the ship, but he realized that it was not a cloud, but a wave like no other I had ever seen. It appeared perfectly vertical and almost twice the height of the other waves with a frightful breaking crest. अब आप देखिए जो wave होती है उसका एक crest होता है जो है ना, and that crest was about to break on the ship deck directly. It was right perfectly vertical above the ship and it was almost twice the height of the other waves. That means इससे पहले जो waves थी वो 15 meters high थी, अब वो wave जो थी जो अभी right उनके ship के ऊपर थी जो wave वो 15 meters से भी बहुत बहुत ज्यादा ऊंचाई पर थी with a frightful breaking crest. और वो wave directly आकर ship पर गिरने वाली थी. The roar increased to a thunder as the stern moved up the face of the wave, and for a moment I thought we might ride over it. अचानक से he could hear the thunder as the stern moved up the face of the wave. जो back part of the ship था, वो अचानक जब wave के ऊंचे ऊपर की ओर आ रहा था, the narrator expected that it might be possible that he could overcome that wave. They could cross that huge wave safely. But then the disaster happened. A tremendous explosion shook the deck. A torrent of green and white water broke over the ship. My head smashed into the wheel, and I was aware of flying overboard and sinking below the waves. I accepted my approaching death, and as I was losing consciousness, I felt quite peaceful. So the disaster जिसकी वो वेट कर रहा था, जिसको वो एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा था कि ये घटना घट सकती है, जिससे वो बचने की कोशिश कर रहे थे इतनी देर से, it finally happened. With a huge explosion, the wave, it just crashed over the deck. वो पूरा जो डेक था वो व्हाइट एंड ग्रीन वाटर से पूरे शिप को उसने बर्बाद कर दिया. Narrator's head was smashed onto the wheel and he just was flown overboard. He fell into the sea. At that time, he says that I just remembered that I was flying overboard and sinking below the waves. For a moment, he just surrendered. He said, I accepted my approaching death as I was losing consciousness. I felt quite peaceful. कहते जो इतनी जो तकलीफ हो रही थी, जो मैं परेशान था, एक मोमेंट के लिए वो सब कुछ खत्म हो गया. I was just giving up. I surrendered and I was losing consciousness. But unexpectedly, he says, my head popped out of the water. A few meters away, wave walker was near capsizing. Capsizing का मतलब है overturning. So अचानक से नरेटर का जो सिर था वो पानी से ऊपर पॉप आउट हो गया और वो अपने शिप से कुछ दूरी पर था. He could see it overturning, her mast almost horizontal. जो mast था उस ship का, it was almost horizontal, parallel to the sea waves. It was just about to overturn. But then a wave hurled her upright. My lifeline jerked taut. और तभी दूसरी वेव ने इस शिप को सीधा कर दिया. It was again thrown vertical upright. The mast, which was horizontal, it was vertical now. And the narrator said that his lifeline jerked taut. Lifelines जो आप पहनते हो ना जब आप पानी में गिरते हो तो वो फूल जाती हैं, है ना, और आपको फ्लोट करने में हेल्प करती है. So his lifeline jacket, it was quite taut, means बहुत टाइट हो गई थी. It was वो भर चुका था हवा से, and now he was floating, and he somehow managed to reach his ship. And he says, I grabbed the guardrails and sailed through the air into the wave walker's main boom. Subsequently, waves tossed me around the deck like a rag doll. तो यहाँ पर हम क्या देखते हैं कि कहते जो मेन पार्ट ऑफ द डेक था, मैं उस रेलिंग्स को पकड़कर वहां तक पहुंचना चाहता था, बट देन अनदर वेव जस्ट टॉस्ड मी ऑन टू द डेक जस्ट लाइक अ रैग डॉल. रैग डॉल होती है कपड़े से बनी हुई गुड़िया, कि जैसे एक गुड़िया होती है ना, उसको उसी तरह से वेव्स ने मुझे जस्ट पटक के दे मारा ऑन टू द डेक ऑफ द शिप. My left ribs cracked, my mouth filled with blood and broken teeth. So now the narrator, he was badly injured. उसका जो हेड था ऑलरेडी स्मैश हो गया था व्हील के साथ, so he was actually becoming unconscious, but still he regained his consciousness. He tried to reach to the deck, but then he was thrown overboard again and he was badly injured. His mouth was filled with blood, उसके ribs crack हो गए थे. So he was in extreme pain at that moment. Somehow I found the wheel, lined up the stern for the next wave and hung on. But narrator says कि किसी तरह से मैंने देखा कि जो मेरी व्हील थी, जो मेरा स्टर्न पार्ट था, वो बिल्कुल लाइनिंग में था नेक्स्ट वेव के, and hung on means he just waited. कहते it was just a fortunate luck that his ship was in perfect direction. Now जब आप समंदर में लहरों को फेस कर रहे होते हो ना, तो शिप को एक पर्टिकुलर अलाइनमेंट पे रखना पड़ता है so that जो वेव्स आती हैं वो आपके शिप को ज्यादा नुकसान ना कर पाए. So that way he found that his ship was in perfect line and was ready to face the next wave. So he just waited. And then he says, water, water everywhere. Obviously, चारों तरफ पानी था. They were somewhere in the middle of the ocean, and then their ship was also filled with water. उनके ship में भी पानी भर चुका था, and that's why this expression that water, water everywhere. I could feel that the ship had water below, but I dared not abandon the wheel to investigate. The narrator knew very well that the ship was badly broken and water was getting into the ship from somewhere below because there was a damage below the ship as well. But he did not dare to leave the wheel to investigate because he was alone on the deck at the moment. And वो wheel को छोड़कर investigate करने नहीं जा सकता था. Suddenly, the front hatch was thrown open and Mary appeared. तो तभी क्या देखते हैं कि जो हैच है, हैच होता है जो स्मॉल केबिन बना होता है, तो जो सामने की तरफ केबिन बना हुआ था उसका डोर खुलते हुए उसने देखा. His wife Mary appeared shouting, "We are sinking!" She screamed, "The decks are smashed. We are full of water." So when she came out, she told her husband that their decks were badly smashed and there was water below in the cabins as well. इस समंदर के बीच में उनके शिप के नीचे भी पानी भरते जा रहा था. "Take the wheel," I shouted as I scrambled for the hatch. Now, as the wife was there, he suggested her to take the wheel, to handle the wheel. She also knew how to sail the ship, and that's why how to handle the wheel, and that's why he handed over the wheel to his wife, and he said that I need to go into the cabin and check. So he scrambled for the hatch. Scramble करना means लड़खड़ाते हुए आगे बढ़ना और hatch की तरफ पहुंचना. When he entered, he found Larry and Herb were pumping like madmen. Remember, he also took 2 crewmen. So these crewmen, they were doing their duty honestly. They knew what the condition was, and the narrator found them pumping out the water like madmen. Paglon ki tarah they were pumping out the water. Jo ship ke niche pani bhara hua tha, they were busy pumping it out. Broken timbers hung at crazy angles. The whole starboard side bulged inwards. Starboard side होता है जो right side होता है ship का. अगर आप ship को front condition से देखो तो जो right side होता है ship का, जिस पर ship का name वगैरह लिखा होता है, that is the starboard side. And wave का जो इतना deep impact था, that it was bulged inwards. वो अंदर की तरफ मुड़ गया था जो starboard side था. And what did the narrator find when he entered? Broken timbers hung at crazy angle. क्योंकि जो स्ट्रक्चर था शिप का वो ज्यादातर लकड़ी से बना हुआ था, एंड एज द शिप वाज बैडली डैमेज, चारों तरफ जो प्लैंक्स थे लकड़ियों के वो क्रेजी एंगल्स में टंगे हुए थे, वहां पर हंग थे चारों ओर से जो वुडन प्लैंक्स थे, दे कुड बी सीन हियर एंड देयर ब्रोकन. एंड क्लोथ्स, क्रॉकरी, चार्ट्स, टिन्स, टॉयज ऑल फ्लोटेड ओवर द वाटर. गहरा पानी था शिप के अंदर जो था केबिन में, and everything was floating there. I half swam, half crawled into the children's cabin. Are you all right? I asked. Yes, they answered from an upper bunk. So the first thing that he did was to check on the children. He went to their cabin, he half crawled and half walked, and then he went there and he asked them if they were all right. The children, they also replied that yes, they were perfectly fine, and they were found sitting on the upper bunk. जो बेड्स लगे होते हैं, जो अपर एरिया होता है बेड का, जो अपर साइड था, they were sitting there क्योंकि पानी भर चुका था उनके केबिन के अंदर भी. But my head hurts a bit, said Sue, pointing to a big bump over her eyes. I had no time to worry about bumped heads. Sue told her father about the injury that she had. उसका जो सिर था शायद कहीं टकरा गया था, जिसकी वजह से उसकी आंखों के ऊपर एक बहुत बड़ा सा बम्प हो गया था. It was swollen now. So she was in pain and she informed her father about the swollen big bump that was there on her head. But the narrator, he was so helpless that he said that he did not have time to worry about the bumped head because he was more worried about saving the ship and saving the crew members. So after finding a hammer, screws, and canvas, I struggled back on deck. So he went to find out some things so that he could first secure the ship and stop the water which was continuously flowing inwards into the ship from the deck. So he took some hammer, screws, canvas, and he went back on the deck. With the starboard side bashed open, we were taking water with each wave that broke over us. तो चूंकि स्टारबोर्ड साइड जो था वो बहुत बुरी तरह से टूट चुका था, अंदर की तरफ मुड़ चुका था, तो जब भी कोई ऊंची वेव आती बहुत सारा पानी शिप में आ जाता था, और इसीलिए वो कहते हैं we were taking in a lot of water with each wave that came towards the starboard side. And if I couldn't make some repairs, we would surely sink. So it was important that he should repair the ship and stop the water coming into the ship. And that's why he went over the deck with hammer, screws, and canvas. So dear students, I'm going to stop here today. We will continue with the story on Monday next. Read the story and then we will continue next. Okay. So it was all from my side today.